Can you, well, are you going on the trip?
Planning on it, yeah. So we'll see if anything changes in the next half hour, but should be on the trip.
Can you just take us through your memory of that night? This is much as you can.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long we want to be here, but I do remember, quite a bit of it. Some of it I've seen on video by now. But yeah, just the face-off, I remember taking it. And I don't really remember a whole lot after, getting pushed and all that stuff. And the first thing that kind of came back was, getting helped off, and Jumbo was right there, and just calming me down. It was all good. And then getting into the training room and kind of sitting there and getting the first staple in the head was probably when the first goal horn went off. And just kind of being like, what was that? And they're like, well, did we score? And I was like, yeah. I think by the time the fourth or fifth staple was going in, it was going off again. It was just kind of like, all right, cool. And then from there, it was, I remember sitting down in the office, just kind of looking at the TV, and I think the score was 4-3. And it was just kind of like, how did we score all these goals? And the power play, how did we get the power play? Something like that. And, so just really proud of the guys, the way they handled it and responded. And, it was pretty incredible to see what they did out there after.
A couple of follow-ups. What did Joe say to you to calm you down as you're
going? Oh, just, we got you. You're going to be all right,
And what is it?
We're just, we had a little bit of a sense that, it was fairly serious, and but it was just coming back. That was definitely one, a comforting thing, I think.
Can you say how many staples you took? And was it just did your helmet cut you, or is it just?
Yeah, I think it was. I think there was 8 in there. Just a pressure cut. I think the helmet did its job. It stayed on first and foremost. Which in those situations, they can come off. Stayed on, did everything it was supposed to do, I think.
Were you panicking? He's trying.
No, I wasn't. I was still coming to a little bit.
You're a little lost, yeah.
I was a little lost, I think. Gathered it pretty quickly shortly after, but that night was a little tougher from headaches and everything that comes with that. And but after I woke up that next day, it was I wouldn't say I suffered with headaches or this or that. It was I just knew I'd been dinged, and I was laying pretty low.
One more about that night. Were you? I heard you were in the room after. How much were you able to celebrate? And what does it mean to you for your teammates to care the way they did?
Yeah,
not just winning the game. But
I mean, we care about each other for sure. But it was pretty cool to see those guys and coming back and then they tie it, and then just having that feeling that we were going to win, even in overtime. You just kind of had that. You didn't know how it was going to happen. There was a for me, there was a cool, calming sense that, this I was gonna get a chance to hopefully recover and get another chance to play still in this postseason. And, sure enough, the guys, Jordan made some good saves. Goody comes up with a huge play. I had the headaches and was dizzy at that moment, but was able to, come out, and I wanted to be in that room. I was still very excited for those guys, and then we went and got everything checked out after.
So symptoms since the next morning, you say, are minimal?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty quiet for me. I didn't have a ton of sensitivity to light or that, but if I looked at my phone for a little bit longer than a glance, it was, you just get kind of tired. TVs, you didn't want them loud, but they could be on. It just kind of stayed at that for a little bit, and then for now, it's definitely, everything's been improved in the last 4 or 5 days, and been able to train a little bit and get through some of those training sessions and skate a little bit, and start working our way back.
When do you feel like
how far away are you?
That's a good question. You'd think you could play tomorrow. You have that, but we're going to be smart, obviously. Definitely getting closer. Feel like I'm getting closer. Feel like I want it. you know, the fans have been great, friends and family, everybody's been tremendous. The support, really felt it, and you know that I think as a player you really appreciate that in a moment like this, and you know the biggest thing is just to see what the guys have been doing, and it's encouraging to see them really dig in and play just, you know, how I know they can play, and how we as a group want to play. It's fun to see that, so we're just always looking for that consistency and keep going, but they've done a tremendous job.
Did you hear from any of the Vegas players, and just what's been the reaction around the league to, you know, what happened?
Yeah, I mean, they checked in with different teammates and stuff like that with guys I don't know, but you know what, for me, there is no, you know, played against those guys for a lot of years, and friends with Stas, I got no issues with that play. Was it a 5-minute major? No. I don't think it was. There's different aspects. Am I glad they called it that way? Heck yeah. You know, the refs have a very tough job with how fast plays happen. It's a scary play and it gets twisted and everything. Was it malicious or anything like that? I don't believe so. And, it's part of the game. We got twisted up, got bumped on the way down, hit the head. You know, again, glad it was called that way, but then from that moment on, you know, what the guys did after it to actually go and do that and score 4 goals is, you know, it was a special night, and it was one of the tougher nights and one of the better nights at the same time to see and be a part of. And so, you know, good to see these guys leading the way in that department, and you know, happy to still be a part of this and playing.
Let's do one more, guys, and then he'll be around.
What did that reaction mean to you yesterday from the crowd? And also, I mean, it was obviously really loud. Did that affect you at all? Just with what?
No, it didn't affect me. I was excited to get out there and just, you know, once you got out there and saw the crowd and the energy and got into it, you realize how much you miss it. I mean, I knew I missed it, but these fans are special to me and in this group, and they always have been. But to get out there and see them again and hear them, it's a great time of year to be playing hockey, and you know, it was a huge win for us, and the biggest challenge now is to go in there with that same desperation and play a team that's, you know, hanging on to their lives, and they're going to come out and play hard.
All right, guys, thank you.
Thank you.